Hawaii has some of the most colorful cuisines you can find, an absolute foodie paradise. In this week's video, we'll be exploring all of these culinary adventures on our road trip around Oahu. Stay tuned to see what delicious shenanigans we get up to. Our first stop on our foodie road trip was to the famous Haleiwa Joe's Haiku Gardens and Restaurant. The restaurant is in the quaint town of Haleiwa, and lucky for us was right next to our Airbnb. We got there right after they opened at 4 p.m., but the place was already busy with customers. While we were waiting for a table, we took the opportunity to explore the Haiku Gardens. The Haiku Gardens were huge and full of lots of different tropical plants. We got lost in a jungle-like maze and got to discover all of the beautiful nature Hawaii has to offer. It was pretty fun to get to walk around the pond, hang out at the gazebo watching the koi fish, and sit under the shady trees admiring the view of the gardens. After a little while, we finally got into the restaurant and got the best table in the house, right next to the balcony with a beautiful view of the gardens. We started our delicious meal with some fruity tropical drinks. We ordered shrimp, chicken, steak, and even a fish. And for the grand finale, we had raspberry lava cake. The views were splendid and the evening was amazing. The next morning, our culinary adventure continued at Matsumoto's Shaved Ice shack. There were a lot of cute gift shops all around Matsumoto's, with all kinds of souvenirs and yummy snacks. There were even wild chickens roaming around and baby chicks to match. The shack was established over 70 years ago in 1951 and has been serving the small community of Haleiwa shaved ice the entire time. They even make the shaved ice right in front of you. You can watch them grind the ice with the machines, scoop it up, and add any flavored syrups you could possibly imagine. We ended up ordering the rainbow ice. It was so fruity and refreshing, especially on a hot summer day. It melted in your mouth instantly and was like having a candy slushie. Once we had devoured our shaved ice, it was time for the next stop on our trip, Waikiki Beach. Waikiki Beach is right next to all the high-rise buildings on the island. The surfing there is extremely popular, and there's lots of shops, designer stores, and restaurants to pick from. You could spend your entire afternoon just exploring this area. It was really fun getting to walk along one of Hawaii's most famous and visited beaches. We decided to go for a more laid-back oceanfront location and made our way down to the beachfront Barefoot Beach Cafe. Not only is it right on the water, but they're famous for serving pineapple smoothies inside real pineapples. And now we're getting some food at the cafe. Of course, I had to pick out the most Hawaiian drink I'd ever seen in my life, and got some seafood to match. Next on our food tour are a few smaller locations you might not have heard of. First, we stopped at the Kahuku sugar mill. This area is a historic sugar mill from the 1800s turned into a roadside tourist attraction. We chose the beachy burger joint Seven Brothers for a quick bite to eat. This little restaurant specializes in giant burgers and fries and is a great place to stop after a long day at North Shore. We even found a nearby ice cream joint for dessert. Our last restaurant of the trip was extremely special. We drove to the small beachfront town of Hawaii Kai and went to the Kona Brewing Company. Kona Brewing Company is one of the most famous breweries in Hawaii. The brewery started in 1994 and has been distributing their beers all around the United States for decades. We ordered their fruity cocktails, the fish platter, barbecue tacos, and the brownie sundae. It was a really yummy meal. However, Hawaii isn't just famous for their food, but also for their markets and fresh produce. If you ever visit the islands, you have to go to a local farmer's market. On Oahu, you're likely to find a farmer's market open somewhere on the island every day of the week. But the most famous market, the swap meet, is only open on Wednesdays and the weekends. But if you're just looking for some fresh fruit and vegetables sold by the locals, I'd recommend just doing some research or driving around until you find something open. I know we definitely bought a ton of pineapples when we visited these markets. Lastly, on our foodie tour, we went souvenir shopping. Rather than going to a tourist trap, we went to a shopping center and found the souvenir section. It had all the popular Hawaiian souvenirs and goods for much cheaper than some of the other locations we visited. We even bought all the different flavored macadamia chocolates. When all is said and done, our Hawaii Souvenir Haul didn't turn out too shabby. So let's have a look at what I got. First, we got this teddy bear. I got some coconut syrup from one of the restaurants we visit and rainbow pancake mix from Matsumoto's. I have this Hawaii guy from the Dole Plantation and also some of the famous Kona coffee brand. Down here, I got some guava jam because guava was delicious, and also this little crystal bowl. I got these pineapple shortbread cookies also from Dole and a pineapple wooden bowl to match. And of course, the famous macadamia nut chocolates. You gotta get some of those. Over here, we got one of my wooden carvings, which is a whale, and pineapple wine to complete it. So yeah, those are my souvenirs. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.